I'm Dr. Jim Carlson from the Grove Animal Hospital and Holistic Center. And this afternoon we're discussing case number 02264. This is a 3-year-old domestic short hair which had some chronic problems. If we look at how we break this down, this is Spooky as, genetic in terms of what we see Spooky as. And the best way to describe that is we have Spooky, we have each system, so dermatologic, cardiorespiratory, liver, kidney, those different systems. This is more conventional. And this is where we see the symptoms, which we had drools. She drools when we're petted. The litter box habits were good. It was noticeable, the skin around the eyes were inflamed. We had twitching. Often neurologic symptoms might express 90 minutes after eating. We were more warm in the morning and more cool in the afternoon. And so when we ran the base point reading, which is going to be the page that has the several columns, and then there's going to be a graph on the right side and then the meridians on the left. There's numbers in there that are in between that are typically related to, because the machine is FDA approved, it's calibrated, so we have to have different parameters for accuracy. But for our purposes, in the second column, those numbers there should run between 47 and 55. And the numbers that were above and below that were gallbladder, pancreas, heart, connective tissue, and the endocrine circle, which envelops the pituitary, the adrenal, the thyroid, and also the hormone-producing side of the pancreas. And so if we think about that in terms of where and why that could affect the immune system, as we come down to actually inflammation around the eyes, it's interesting because this is a representation of the eye itself, and then the skin around the eye. There's 2 gallbladder meridians, and we have an issue with the gallbladder being out of balance. There's 2, the endocrine circle, which is related to the triple warmer or triple heater in terms of how lymphatic flow. The endocrine side of the pancreas is related to that as well, so we got 2 there. And so if that's not balanced out, it'll create inflammation in particular areas of the body. So when we rebalance this, first of all, we're thinking about, just like a computer, we want to ramp up the software a little bit, get these numbers balanced back out so we have better results of the hardware over here. So Spooky is starting to resolve her problems, but at the same time be supportive with any kind of treatment that we might need over here. We'll talk about that shortly. So hemp oil is the base as far as in the medium that we use to transfer the treatment or the remedy. I like hemp oil because it's very versatile, has a lot of medicinal qualities. But then we're going to do a gallbladder, the pancreas, the heart, connective tissue, and then the endocrine circle. That we're going to do an infusion. So we take this little focus disc and we run a frequency change. And that's analogous to if we had a toaster over here and it's running on 110 volts and it's only, what's coming into the outlet is only 92, we want to increase it to 110. And that's essentially what this little focus infuser does. And so it incorporates the therapy into the hemp oil, and 3 drops a day for 3 months. And then we go to the processor, which is Spooky's inputs. And when we ran the sensory, we found there wasn't a lot going on in terms of the sensitivities outside of the body, so food and chemicals and things like that. So often it can be mistaken, well, if they have skin issues here, why isn't it allergies or sensitivities? because that's the beauty of having the analysis, is you know that not every skin problem is an allergy. It can be inflammatory, it can be imbalanced from other areas. So once you pinpoint that, then you can retune them. And that becomes most important, because we want recovery, we just don't want control. So over here you could give a steroid like Depo-Medrol, because we were Depo-Medrol responsive, and it controls the inflammation, but it doesn't keep it away, because these things are going on over here. Okay? And then finally, in terms of working diagnosis, ALS is a term that describes what they call amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it's a polyneuropathy. And it's common, it's very similar to, like, in the same family as other autoimmune conditions, and it affects the lymphatics. And if the lymphatic system, if it's not running in a steady motion, it'll cause inflammation in certain parts of the body. So this is a working diagnosis, means if we have to control it, we can control it with Depo-Medrol. But I hope over time, my intention is that we're going over here and we're actually helping to resolve it. As far as additional remedies or meds, in terms of what we can use in this area, we can also consider young living oil or Bach flowers. Bach flowers work a lot better for cats in terms of the processor, because there's a lot of stress. And so I would recommend a Bach remedy as well, 3 drops a day. And we'll formulate that for you as well. So really 2 things: hemp oil infusion, Bach remedy, Depo-Medrol to control. The whole pattern is the treatment window is going to be 3 months. And I'd like to see Spooky back so we can evaluate in 3 months what type of progress we made, and then do a retest to see what, as far as the pattern is then, and also how we're responding, whether those 2 things are matching up for us. Okay? And so give us a call at 847-541-4005. Been doing a really good job of keeping us up to date, and also there's been a delay in getting this video to you, because there's a lot more I wrote down on my phone. So if you need to come in and go over it more, because I had more of this laid out at home going through it, but it's a complex situation, but at the same time, step by step, we'll work through it. Thanks so much.